Welcome to the Unknown Files number 5.
Now I'm sure by now, most of you have seen this photo flying around social media. It is a picture of the last Neanderthal. Oh my days. It says that this picture was taken in about 1901. And this Neanderthal was from the Netherlands. There's so much to our history that we do not know. But trust me, all will be revealed.
Bible readers know.
Think about it. These giants are too big to be buried. They grew to be at least more than 3,000 cubits tall, which is actually as tall as the Burj Khalifa in Dubai. Azazel the Watcher taught men to make swords and knives and shields, and the spirits of the giants afflict, oppress, destroy, attack, do battle. They eventually turned on each other, cannibalized each other, and turned against humanity. This was a crisis phase in the fall of giants.
What appears to be a very tall being seen doing push-ups on a hilltop.
I found out there were 8 presidents before George Washington. I wanted to smack somebody. I wanted to know why I was taught otherwise. Just tell me the whole story. I'll fill in the blanks.
I think I also recall him saying that Barack Obama wasn't the first black president. So I started looking this stuff up and found out there were 14 presidents before George Washington and 7 black presidents before Barack Obama.
The first 7 presidents of this country were black men. Surprise, surprise, surprise. And here are their names. Thomas Jefferson, a black man, mixed, a white dad, a black mother. Andrew Jackson, a black man, a black father, an Irish mother, mixed. Abraham Lincoln, an Ethiopian mother, a black father. Warren Harding, a Negro. Calvin Coolidge, a Negro mother who was a Moor and a white father. Dwight Eisenhower was mixed. He was half black. Yes, it's true. I'm sorry. Truth hurts. I know that.
The first President of the United States under the Articles of Confederation was John Hanson from Maryland. His term began in 1781 and ended in 1782.
In 1848, President Abraham Lincoln visited the Niagara Falls, and he was so impressed by the beauty of this natural wonder that he wrote down some notes, including the following. When Columbus first sought this continent, when Christ suffered on the cross, when Moses led Israel through the Red Sea, nay, even when Adam first came from the hand of his Maker, then as now, Niagara was roaring here. The eyes of that species of extinct giants, whose bones fill the mounds of America, have gazed on Niagara as ours do now. During the 19th century, there were many accounts of unnaturally large skeletal remains discovered in the ancient burial mounds scattered across North America. Today, not a single news media has ever mentioned a thing about ancient giants or past discoveries. If a giant skeleton is discovered somewhere, it would most certainly be classified and hidden from the public. It wasn't like that in the 19th and early 20th century, though. Almost every year, there were at least a few newspaper headlines stating the discovery of ancient giant skeletons. It seemed to be quite normal to find bones of giants in America when the first settlers dug ancient mounds to prepare for roads, farms, and buildings. The New York Times, in particular, wrote many newspaper articles about the discoveries of giants. Let's read through some of them, starting with this one titled, "The Bones of a Giant Found," which was published on May 25, 1882, and reads, A skull of heroic size and singular formation has been discovered among the relics of the mound builders in the Red River Valley. The mound was 60 feet in diameter and 12 feet high. Near the center were found the bones.
A small, kind of important detail. George Washington was the first US president under the current United States Constitution, but he wasn't the young country's first president. Before the US Constitution came into being, the Articles of Confederation served as the glue which held all 13 states together as a single country. The Articles went into effect in 1781, and they established a loose alliance among the states. The Articles also defined the role of Congress to oversee the national needs, as well as the office of the president. Due to fear of giving too much power to one person, the office of the president was extremely limited in its power and scope, and was not even a paid position. The president was also the one who signed official congressional documents. So who were these individuals who served such a lackluster position as the office of president? The first president of the United States under the Articles of Confederation was John Hanson from Maryland. His term began in 1781 and ended in 1782. He first attempted to resign directly after being elected. With so little power given to the office and no pay to boot, few really wanted the position over political officers in their home states. However, ultimately a quorum could not be reached to name a successor, so he decided to stay on as president. Being the first full-term president under the Articles of Confederation meant that he oversaw programs that helped to establish daily life in the new country. For instance, Hanson held the position of president when the government started on the road to creating what would become the US Post Office and the National Bank. The government also established a single uniform currency throughout the states under his mostly powerless watch. Next up, Elias Boudinot of New Jersey became the second president, serving from 1782 to 1783. His presidency coincided with the official end of the American Revolutionary War. Boudinot presided over the country when the Treaty of Paris was signed in Paris on September 3, 1783. However, the Treaty of Paris did more than simply end the war. It required that the United States be recognized as an independent country and no longer a part of the British Empire. Besides becoming president, Boudinot was also noteworthy for his era of advocating for the rights of both Native Americans and black people, as well as sponsoring various youth among these groups so that they could receive an education. Number 3 on this list was Thomas Mifflin, who became the president for the term of 1783 until 1784. He oversaw the ratification of the Treaty of Paris during his presidency. Originally from Pennsylvania, he served under General George Washington during the Revolutionary War. That former position, and Washington's later significance as the first president under the US Constitution, made it somewhat ironic that President Mifflin accepted George Washington's resignation as commander-in-chief. Number 4 was Richard Henry Lee of Virginia, who served from 1784 until 1785. His presidency might have been pretty uneventful, but his political career afterwards was not. He became a vocal opponent of the now current US Constitution.
Like and sub, also share. Thanks for watching. Peace.